What park holds the title for Best Decade for Roller Coasters? There are many different parks with many different coasters around the world, and many coasters that get added every year to some of those parks. But today, we'll be looking at the parks that had great 10-year spans. We'll be looking at how many coasters they got in that amount of time, and how good they are. Just to be clear, this isn't based on one decade like the 2010s for example. This will just be the best 10-year span for a park. And a quick disclaimer is that any park that opened in the 21st century is disqualified from the discussion. This includes Energylandia. So I'll tell you a few parks that I put into consideration, and then I'll tell you which park had the best decade for roller coasters. Cedar Point. Of course I had to start off with America's Roller Coaster. Cedar Point's best 10-year span was easily from 1999 through 2008. In this span they opened 5 roller coasters: Woodstock Express in 1999, Millennium Force in 2000, Wicked Twister in 2002, Thrill Dragster in 2003, and Maverick in 2007. Intamin did 4 of those coasters, and that's a good reason why they're put into consideration, because they're really good. That's a lot in just a short amount of time, but it's still not the best. Carowinds. This could easily be the best, but I just don't think so entirely. Only 3 coasters opened in the span, but in this case it's quality over quantity. In 2010 they opened Intimidator, Fury 325 in 2015, and Copperhead Strike in 2019. That's insane, but the number 1 has more than double that, and they still have some amazing coasters, but this is still probably a top 5 decade for any park. Kennywood. This is definitely the weakest out of them all as far as the coasters go, but the history makes me add this on here. We all know Lil Phantom can make it number 1 by itself, but if we're being serious, 1920 and 1929 was a fantastic span and very historical for the park. Jackrabbit opened in 1920 and is celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Thunderbolt opened in 1924 as Pippin, and Racer debuted in 1927. These 3 wind coasters are very important to the coaster world, and John A. Miller is an absolute legend. Now let's go to the other side of the country to Knott's Berry Farm. This was a surprise to me of how good this decade was for Knott's. From 1998 through 2007, they only opened 4 coasters, but 3 of them are the best in the park. I'm talking about GhostRider in 1998, Accelerator in 2002, Silver Bullet in 2004, and Sierra Sidewinder in 2007. This is a fantastic lineup, just not enough to top the conversation. Alright, let's not go too far to the runner-up of the coaster capital of the world, Six Flags Magic Mountain. They currently boast the title of most roller coasters in a single park with 19. A big part of that was from getting 7 coasters from 1997 through 2006. The coasters that opened in the span were Superman Escape from Krypton in 1997, Riddler's Revenge in 1998, Canyon Blaster in 1999, Goliath in 2000, X2 in 2002, Scream in 2003, and Tatsu in 2006. A couple of those coasters are legendary, but still don't match the level of best park to do this in my opinion. So what is this park that did so good in such a short amount of time? Notice all of these parks are American, and most are chain parks. That's because we just typically have chain parks that get higher quality coasters several years at a time. It's just as simple as that. Six Flags, for example, gives their parks at least something every year, whether it's a new restaurant, a coaster, or a water park expansion. And the best park to do this is no different from a lot of the others on this list. This is arguably one of the best parks in America and one of the best Six Flags parks. This is Six Flags Great Adventure. Without this 10-year span, this park would be on the level of something like SeaWorld San Diego. No disrespect. So what makes this span so crazy? Well, they opened 7 coasters in this span, and let's just look at them. First we've got Harley Quinn Crazy Train in 1999, and it's just a kiddie coaster. But they opened another coaster in 1999 with Bizarro, one of the best B&M floorless coasters. Then in 2001, Nitro, the B&M Hyper opened, and people still love it. Then, in 2003, Superman Ultimate Flight opened. A lot of B&M magic going on. But then, in 2005, Kingda Ka comes in as the tallest roller coaster in the entire world, and it still holds that title to this day. In 2006, this is where the legendary wooden coaster ElToro comes in. It's considered by some people to be the best coaster in the world. But lastly, in 2008 comes Dark Knight, the indoor wild mouse. I do think this was the best because ElToro is the best, Nitro is awesome, and Kingda Ka is a record-breaking 128-mile-an-hour beast. This band was so important for the park. Here's what it would look like without these rides opening up. And no, I'm not including Jersey Devil, because that hasn't even opened yet, and won't until 2021. So this park is really insane, and I can't wait to visit it for the first time next year. And this span was just crazy. So that's all for the video. Thanks for watching. What park do you think had the best decade for roller coasters? I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later.